Hello there, this is Valerie White-Williams from Vocal Splendor Studios, and I'm here talking to you live about effects on the voice. So I did a video this week of the amazing Russian singer Diana I gotta say it right. I'm gonna check just a second. I don't want to mangle names. Diana Akudinova. I think that's what I'm trying to say. And so when I first reacted to the video, which was kind of, I think, Russia's Got Talent, I commented that there was some effects on the voice. And a lot of people, oh, no, there's no effects. And so I think I wanted to clarify, and I wrote to as many people who commented as possible, that when I say effects on the voice, I think people assume I mean it's auto-tuned and they're doing all kinds of stuff to distort the voice. But anytime you are amplifying the voice, there's effects on the voice. That's what amplification does. So if you're an opera singer or you're singing just nothing on the voice, that would be no effects on the voice. But just putting a mic in front of you is an effect on the voice. It is amplifying and bringing the voice out. Now, besides us having a mic, we have what we call EQ and reverb. And I have a very basic old four panel mixer board. Okay, so when you have an amplified voice, it goes into a mixer board. And the mixer board can play with the effects on the voice. There is no such thing as amplified music that doesn't have an effect, even if the effect is the amplification itself. So with a basic mixer board, even the one I have high, medium, and low, and reverb. So what you can do is you can actually create things in the voice. So reverb basically creates an echo. And that's probably what I didn't really like on that TV show, is they had too much of the reverb. And so the voice sounds muddy when you do that. So usually reverb is used to create the effect of singing in a big hall or an echo chamber. And sometimes a little bit is good, but too much can be a muddy. Or sometimes reverb is used because singers don't sing in tune. And if they add more reverb, it kind of fixes some of the muddy intonation. And again, it's a choice. There's a choice in how much reverb you put on. Now, the other thing with the EQ is that you have a high, medium, and low. So you can definitely do changes in the voice where the mic is sitting. So for me, I'm a trained opera singer and I have a high voice, and so I have lots of treble. Now, when we talk of treble, that's the high tones, we have the medium tones and the low tones. So for my mic, when I sing in pop music, I like to turn the treble down and I like to turn up the low. I get a lot more warmth in my tone. So, but if I go on a mic where the treble has been cranked up, I sound horrible. I sound like a tin can. So it's a very horrible sound. My voice sounds tinny and thin. So most people need more treble. If they haven't worked on their upper range, the treble will give them a little more brightness. It'll give them more brightness. So there is no such thing as no effects on the voice if you're using amplification. Because there's always going to be people on the sound that's going to change the voice, and they're going to. So ideally, a good sound person is going to take the voice that they hear, and they're going to try and make it sound as good as possible. So really good sound people will do that. But I've been in many situations where there is no sound person, the PA is bad, the mic is bad, or somebody is sleeping at the wheel and they're not listening and they're not paying attention to the singers that are actually singing. So all those things can happen. And that's why in reality TV shows, people can be sabotaged because they can not give them enough monitor, so they can't hear themselves, they can't hear what they sound like. They can actually, again, twist knobs and make the voice not sound very good, even if they're good singers. Because like I said, for me, if I have a mic that's cranked up, major treble, it doesn't sound good. So we love the really talented sound engineers that take each voice for what they is and make the best of it. But yeah, I think people don't realize if you're singing on a mic, there's effects on the voice. There just is. That's the nature of amplified music. If there's no effects in the voice, they're singing unamplified and we're picking up from the room. So there's always going to be effects on the voice in a microphone setting, in a recorded setting or a show. All right, I need more tops on my voice. Well, the way to do that is you really need to work on the high voice. And the best way I think to work on the high voice is to vocal sirens. So you're going to do stuff, whoa, and just kind of make silly sounds, because a lot of what we're doing to build our voice is getting in touch with sounds that are way outside the speaking range, especially with the high voice. And so we need to like play with it and practice it. Now, if you're a guy, guys can flip up into that head voice. So you can kind of practice sirens going up to the break, and then you can go through the break. And then the way to sustain that is you really need to use the breath energy really strongly. I just recorded a reaction of the American singer Adam Lambert. He's kind of an underrated singer. He's got fabulous technique. He can do all of it to actually use the breath energy. But yeah, so the mix on the voice is huge. And I actually did an audition for the voice, and I have a video on that. And so we were all going to a room, and they had one mic, and I didn't want to be the diva and say, can you fix the EQ on my mic? I sound really bad. So I went on this mic, and it sounded horrible because the treble was cranked, you know? And yeah, who knows? Maybe something would have been different. I said, can you turn up the low and turn down the treble? It might have been different, but probably not, because those shows are casted. They are not looking for talent. They have a list of what they're looking for. So I've talked about a reality TV show before, but typically they're not looking for talented people. They're looking for what the characters they want to cast. And so the casting could be, I want a Southern, you know, like a cute boy that all the girls are going to like. That year, I want a biracial singer who sings rock, because one of my students actually passed through and she fit that criteria, but I knew she wouldn't make the show because she didn't have the personality that they want, which is nothing meaning her personality isn't bad, because she sounded great and she's a great performer, but they want people that are going to emote and cry and all that stuff. So that's why I'm really kind of salty on reality TV shows right now, because they're all fake. They're just fake. Except for Best of Singers, which is real, because those are real singers performing for each other without outside influence. All right, so Paul said, no use with my voice, better to mute me. Well, Paul, you can learn to sing. I've worked with plenty of hopeless cases, and you just have to kind of break it down and learn how it feels, because singing well is like athletics. It's like learning how to ski or ride a bike or yoga. Is that once you get the muscle memory of how the voice works, it's going to work better for you. Isn't it normally the organizers of the festivals to have stuff available? Yes, they do have stuff available, but it really is the power of the guy running the sound, or the girl, because the sound people or on the soundboard have all the power. They can make a singer sound horrible, or they can make them sound really good, or they can just neglect it and not do anything. So that's the way it is. That's why people are going to school and studying sound engineering, because it's, you know, a career. Pretty much a lot of the churches in America have sound engineers. It's a really good career to get into. All right. Yes. Yay. So that's it. I don't know if the people who watched that video are going to watch this one, but I really want people to know that when you're using a mic, that's an effect on the voice. And if you are not using a mic, like opera singers do and classical singers do, and some musical theater has kind of been mixy. The old days, they didn't mic as much, but they're miking more. And so yes and no, it depends, but more mics are happening. So, but in opera singers do not mic. They do not. I think you might think they do when you see the opera, but they know how to totally project the voice. And so the really good singers, they don't need a mic. In fact, I don't even need this mic. I'm pretty loud. I'm bringing this mic so I get a better tone quality. But for certain styles, you need to have a mic. So even trained opera singers, if they sing pop, they still need to do a mic, because the way the opera is written, the voice sits in a higher category, and it actually is easier to be heard. But if you're singing in a lower, we're doing more stuff, anything that's contemporary music, jazz, rock, blues, pop is meant to be sung on a mic. And so we have to adjust to that. All right, guys, I have to get going. Thank you so much for listening for me today. I really appreciate all of your support and comments. And all right, and any questions, just send them below. Oh, here they come. Sonia, hi, Sonia. Hi, Valerie, I'm looking forward to trying out considerable stronger amplification tonight. Yes, we talked about that on our last lesson. Yay, Sonia's here. So absolutely. And the mic is so important. And then there's what we call mic technique, which I'll show with you again, because we definitely need that sound engineer to be helping us, but we also need to how to use the mic ourselves. And that's something I can talk about a bit more with other people who are on the mic. All right, hello from Mexico. Thank you, guys. I love you. I have to get going. I have another student coming up, so I'm just squeezing this in. All right, my love to you. Bye.